We we do our best. Oh, hi everyone.
We do our best. Thank you, Dustin. Hey, everybody. We wanted to drop in with a sort of belated review of Dune.
Right. Which belated reviews are kind of our thing.
Yeah. We have a life, okay? We are a movie podcast, but we have a life outside of that.
Yeah. We have full-time jobs and full-on adulting, so...
You say that, but you seem to see all the new movies anyway before me.
Man, yeah.
The guy who just came out of Eternals, and I'm sure is planning to see the Soho one. What the fuck's that called?
I really want to see Last Night in Soho.
So do I.
Still really want to see Antlers.
So do
but I have not found time when I will be able to go see them.
Yeah.
And I had a window this morning. I was like, all right, I should probably see the big one. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'll go see Eternals.
I'm very annoyed with Eternals because I was so late in getting to the theater to see Dune that they stopped playing Dune in the XD theater. And
oh shit!
And because they replaced it with Eternals, and I was like, no, I was just so close.
And Dune is let's get into Dune. Obviously, this will be a spoiler-free, quick little our thoughts on Dune.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
So I think my first words after I saw Dune were, without any hyperbole, this is the most absolutely incredible film I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not even joking. I enjoyed it so much. I did something that I've never done before in my entire history of movie watching. I saw it in the theater with some friends who are movie boners listeners. Shout out Katie and Brennan. I know you're out there. And then my wife couldn't go. And so as soon as I got out, I called my wife. I said, you need to see this movie immediately. I went home from the theater, having just seen it, put it on at home, started streaming it, and watched it again right after.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I watched Dune, oh my God, I was immediately like, this feels amazing to me. And as the movie kept going, I was like, oh my God, I am loving this movie. And then it ended, and I texted you. I wasn't even waiting. I was like, there had better be more Dune, because WB had yet to greenlight any sequels. And I was like, fucking WB. And then I'm online, and there were articles already of like, WB has yet to learn to just let the director do what they want to do with their vision. They're not releasing, they're not greenlighting the second Dune. And I was like, oh my God, this can't be happening.
Yeah.
And then it was shortly after that, like, I think even the cast were unsure if they were coming back. And I only say that because as soon as it did get greenlit, the whole cast started posting like crazy all over the social media of like, it's happening, we get more. Yeah. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, honestly, if WB had their shit together, this would be like a Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson kind of thing, where you film all three of them, release them 1 year apart, because I have to wait 2 years at least for this.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? Because I was sitting in the theater and I was like, I don't want this to end. I don't want it to end. I want you to just give me 10 hours straight of this right now, because it was my favorite things about it are, obviously it's massive and beautiful and you need to see in the theater. Having seen both right after each other, you need to see in the theater before it disappears. Denis Villeneuve was right when he said, if you watch it at home, it's like a speedboat in a bathtub. It's just not the same. You need to see it in the theater on as big a screen as possible, IMAX if you can. But my favorite thing about it is the story in general. I didn't know anything about Dune. I never saw the David Lynch version. I didn't read the books. I don't know anything about Dune other than some very specific nerds like it. And which I can appreciate as a nerd myself. It definitely scratched a deep lore itch that I haven't had scratched in a long time by anything. And it felt kind of like when you were a kid and you found the first Star Wars and This is like Star Wars for adults. Like it's very complicated. It's got like this medieval story where it's all about like dukes and barons and emperors and these people granting fiefdoms to like for them to oversee, but in like space, in like 8,000 years in the future, in like sci-fi stuff going on. It's really cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of I love like the lore of the different cultures that they talk about and hint at, kind of like how they adapt, how you have to adapt to them. I love Dune. I was so blown away by that movie. And the whole time I was thinking, yeah, this is a huge film. Like, and I feel that doesn't even cut it.
Yeah.
It's so big.
Yeah.
It's so big.
The most massive undertaking, like this is what movies were created to do. Show you something that you could not possibly see in real life. I had this thought multiple times. Every single minute of that movie, you are seeing one or more, possibly multiple things that I've never seen before. Every single minute was something new and exciting and engaging and that I'd never seen before. And I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Dune. So I did read the first book.
Okay.
Because I was like, I want to try to read the book before I see the movie. And the movie does omit kind of well, I would say an important part, but maybe they'll bring it back or whatever. But honestly, this to me was a pretty good adaptation because I didn't feel like I lost anything from the book. I felt like, oh my God, I get to see all this crazy stuff like put onto the screen. And it like, so this version, I never saw the David Lynch one. But this movie to me took all the stuff from the book that I was like picturing in my head, these worlds, the spice, the worms, the shield suits that they wear, which are cool as fuck.
Yeah. I love the balance between like new technology, these suits and like shield penetrating bombs and lasers, and like old swords and knives and just spears and shields and stuff. It's a great balance that doesn't feel forced or out of place, really.
Yeah, I was so happy to see like the heart of the story was there, which is always my number one thing when there's an adaptation from a book to a movie. But I got to see all the stuff that I was imagining and picturing, and when it showed up on the screen, I was like, oh, that's so much better than what I thought it was going to be. Like, that just looks so cool. I'm so happy with this. The cast is unbelievable. I love the cast. So I have not watched a film with Timothée Chalamet at all. This is my first movie with him.
I don't think I have either. I was trying to figure that out. I've seen like headlines where people are like, oh, he's the next big thing and all this stuff, but I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, I don't either. But if he keeps shit up like this, I will be following his career because I was like, I love this movie. I love everything about it. The direction is amazing. When it ended for me, I did not immediately go and rewatch it on HBO, but I walked over to my giant collection of films and I started pulling out like, well, I guess I need to watch Blade Runner 2049 again. I guess I need to watch Arrival again. Like immediately, you know what Dune did for me? It made me fall in love with science fiction all over again. Yeah. And that's how I felt after I saw Arrival. That's how I felt about after I saw Blade Runner 2049. I remember when we got out of 2049, you and I were both like, oh my God, this is what science fiction should be. Yeah. And even Christy was like, I was amazed by that.
Yeah. As a person that hated me forcing her to watch the original Blade Runner, she was like, okay, I'm glad that I saw it. And I really love the new version.
And then I did have to laugh because I'm like, gee, it's almost like Denis Villeneuve is the one that's bringing back the love. He's doing science fiction so well. Yeah. I like how you put that this felt like Star Wars, but for adults. I agree. It made me, it really did reinvigorate just, science fiction is so cool.
Yeah.
And now I really am contemplating like going and buying the whole book box set of the Dune series so that I have 2 years to read the entire thing before the sequel comes out so that I can find out what happens with the rest of the story, because it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I honestly had the same thought, and listeners of the podcast will know I don't read anything. I don't read shit.
Yeah.
So for me to say, this made me so interested in this world and this story, I'm like, maybe I'll read these books.
Yeah. I was blown away by Dune. Honestly, people need to go see this movie. It's what the theater experience is for. It's, man. Dude, we need more filmmakers like Denis.
You just did it a second ago.
I did it just a second ago, but my brain just went blip.
Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve. Yeah, thank you. We need more filmmakers like him. We need more like Nolan. We need more filmmakers in these veins where they're like, no, we make the theater experience film.
Yeah.
That's what we're going for.
I love how those guys all have this healthy respect for each other too. I just saw a thing where Denis Villeneuve was talking about when he saw Tenet, and he's seen Tenet a lot because he just loves it, and he loves everything that Christopher Nolan's done with it. And I'm like, those guys are cool dudes.
Yeah. I feel like they need to they should collaborate. Oh, that would hurt so much.
Yeah, I don't know that humanity is ready for that.
Don't collaborate. Don't collaborate.
Maybe someday. Someday after the one has come and brought us into this new future where we can just... Once you see Dune, you'll get that reference. But yeah, I'm very excited for the next Dune, primarily because I just want more. That's the main reason. Yeah. But also, Denis Villeneuve has never made a sequel to his own movie. He's made a sequel to other people's movies with Blade Runner 2049. Other people have made sequels to his movies with Sicario 2, but he's always just been like a one and done kind of guy. And so for him to take on at least 2, hopefully a trilogy, I'm so excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I want to see more of Arrakis. I want to see more of the Fremen. I want to see more of this whole, just all of it. Yeah. I need so much more. And there were, at one point I'm watching the movie, dude, and I was like, this freaking cast is huge. There was just a new face every 5 minutes where I'm going, you're in this movie too?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's small characters that I'm like, oh, I love that guy. Oh, I love that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to recognize Stellan Skarsgård, and I was like, oh my God, you're Stellan Skarsgård. Like his voice.
As soon as I realized that was Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah, his voice hit a thing, and I was like, oh, I know who you are.
I was like, this is great. And he's so daunting.
Yeah.
And I just don't trust him at all, which you're not supposed to. But I was like, oh my God, I would not want to be in the same room with this guy at all. Yeah, loved it. Go watch Dune. It's mind-blowing. It's so well done.
Yeah.
It's so well done.
I'm going to watch it a million more times. I cannot. I loved it. It was great. It was my review is full midnight, 100% midnight, all the way up there.
Yes.
Doesn't get any better than that.
I was full salute during that movie as well. It hit all the right chord, and right from the get-go.
Yeah.
It's crazy. For a film that, not a lot of, I guess, action, exciting, whatever sequence. I mean, there is that stuff in it, but I mean, a lot of it is just preparation for going to Arrakis. Preparation, how does the Duke deal with his newfound responsibilities, traditions, learning traditions, trying to tell this planet, you have to adapt to my traditions now.
Yeah.
This is what's been passed down.
Yeah, it definitely kind of takes its time as far as setting up what's going on and the importance of just political danger that they're going into. That's so complicated, and sometimes it's hard to understand that subterfuge.
I was sucked into that story from the get-go. And I think it was just the world immediately. You felt, I mean, they have like, some of them have pretty normal name. I mean, Paul.
Yeah.
I was like,
that was funny.
What an odd name choice for this guy in this kind of setting, but I'm digging it.
Yeah. You have very like weird, like beautiful foreign sounding names. And then you have very odd, like sci-fi names like Duncan, Idaho. And then you have Paul, the lead hero of this movie and potentially the chosen one for the whole universe. And his mom, Jessica.
Yeah, I need more. I want. Obviously, I'm trying to avoid saying like the last half hour of the film. All I will say is my response to Dune was the same as my mom had when she watched The Fellowship of the Ring, which was, that's it? I need more!
Yeah. Yeah, that was like the first review headline I saw was somebody saying, it ended in the middle of it. And I was like, well, it says part 1 at the beginning, so.
It does.
That is what it is.
Which a lot of people, from what I've seen, completely missed.
Yeah, which I totally get. You're kind of not ready. I mean, at least for me, I wasn't ready for 10. I wanted more of it. I think it is so well paced that the 2.5 hours goes by super fast.
Yeah. It's so good. Go watch Dune.
Yeah.
Please go watch Dune.
Yeah.
You know, oh, it's so good.
Yeah. I've been trying to think of like criticisms and I don't really have any. Well, I guess the only one kind of a little bit, the mix is a little weird. There's there's 2 parts where there's whispering and like the background music and stuff. You can't really tell what they're whispering about. So
yeah,
in that case, subtitles at home would be nice, but in general, you need to see it in the theater.
Please see it on the big screen.
Yeah.
You know, support your theaters,
right?
Which more people are doing. Oh my God, there are so many people at the theaters these days. As a movie fan, well, both of us.
Yeah.
When I go to the theater and I see that parking lot full, where I'm sitting in the house and I see everyone, filling the seats in, I get happy because everyone's there to experience. It's so much fun.
It's nice to be back.
So awesome. Yeah, Dune was amazing. To the point where I was like, what else is there?
Yeah.
Like, what else is coming out this month? And then I remembered, we've got some huge films coming out.
Yeah.
One of which I just went and saw. And then we've got a couple massive films coming out next month too.
Yeah. Yeah. December's going to be big. Beginning of next year is big. I'm so stoked for March. Dude, they played that Batman trailer.
Yep.
I'm like, this looks freaking nuts. I cannot wait for March to come.
Dude, they made, did you see the official synopsis for it?
No.
Where they're going to portray Bruce Wayne as a desperate vigilante.
Perfect.
Which is great. And he's trying to track down the serial killer in Gotham. And I was like, oh God, they made the Riddler a full-fledged serial killer.
That's perfect.
Even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Trying to see what else we have in November coming up. Here we go. Coming soon. Well, I don't think anyone's going to go watch Clifford.
Kids are.
Dude, I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
That's true. Kids these days have no idea who Clifford is.
Right.
Parents may take their kids to it. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Drag their kids
We do
to
have the new Ghostbusters coming out in November. Yeah. We've got King Richard, the story about the Williams sisters and their dad.
Yeah. Tennis. Will Smith.
Yep. We've got a whole bunch of movies I've never heard of. We've got House of Gucci is coming out.
That looks decent.
I am on the fence if I'm going to watch it or not.
Yeah.
But chances are I'm going to watch it because I mean, it's a crime. So
yeah. I like crime. I like Ridley Scott and I like Adam Driver. And I can tolerate, what's her face?
Lady Gaga. I mean, she looks like she's going to,
crush it.
No pun intended, kill it in this role. But
yeah.
That's not a spoiler, folks. Just look up
watch the trailer
and you're going to find out. Yeah.
It's very public.
Have you seen the preview for the new Resident Evil movie? It's the Resident Evil reboot.
Oh, I think I may have seen a teaser, like hardly anything.
Okay, so I saw the full-fledged trailer for it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they were making it, and they were okay.
Does it have the Queen of Resident Evil? What's her face?
No, this is a complete new reboot.
That's
They're trying
too
to reboot
bad.
the whole series.
That was
man.
like most of her career was Resident Evil movies.
In fact, yeah, it's a whole different character. But anyways, when I saw the preview, it's got some parts in the preview that I was like, oh, that looks cool. Oh, that looks like it came from the game. Awesome. Cool. Whatever. And then I started having another thought of like, man, you remember when they tried to reboot Hellboy and that movie turned out to be a giant pile of dog shit?
Yeah.
Well, the Resident Evil trailer reminded me of Hellboy, and I went, oh no.
That's not good. That's not good at all. I was hoping it would be more like the Tomb Raider reboot, where it's like, yeah, this is totally more like the game, more exciting.
Yeah, I did not. At least I did not get that feeling.
All right.
We've got a new Disney film coming out, Encanto, which is
it's like a Mexican
that looks
thing.
all right. Yeah,
it's Disney. It'll be fine.
Yeah. It won't be bad. You know that.
It won't be bad.
Whole bunch of other movies I don't know. Oh, okay. So we only have a few big ones left this month. Are you going to see West Side Story?
Dude, I feel like I might have to, but I don't know that I want to.
Yeah, because I know, like,
see it at home. I won't
you're
go
a
to
genuine
a theater.
fan of it.
It was on my top 10
the
musicals.
Original. Yeah. Like, you are a fan of that original.
Yeah. And I like the story. Obviously, I like the story. I like Steven Spielberg, but I just don't feel like it's needed or worth it. Why?
Yeah. Every time I see the preview, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We got Spider-Man in December. That's going to be massive. And then the week after Spider-Man, we get Matrix 4.
Yeah.
The Kingsman, finally.
Yeah.
Sing 2, which will be interesting. And it looks like that's about it, actually.
Through the end of the year?
All right. Yeah, so we got a few more.
Matrix will be big. We're going to have a full episode about the Matrix trilogy before that comes out.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Full-fledged. Down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. And next year we'll have a John Wick episode about before 4 comes out. Dude, did you see, as long as we're talking about announced things, John Wick's like becoming a thing, like a franchise. Like they're like,
oh yeah, no, it's full-fledged franchise now.
It's like Hollywood has taken this thing like, hey, people like this. Let's probably ruin it, but I'm along for the ride until they do. They just said, what's her face? Ana de Armas, the girl from the new James Bond. They're like, hey, you should be in a spinoff of the John Wick universe called Ballerina. That would be cool, which I agree. That would be cool. And they've just cast possibly the first person or the first big name to the Continental series on Amazon, which is Mel Gibson. I'm like, fuck yeah, that sounds great. I'm down for that. So as long as John Wick continues to be good, I am on board. But as soon as Hollywood ruins it, I'm off.
I think what I'm hoping for is with the spinoff stuff, I'm hoping that I know like the Continental is supposed to be pre-John Wick.
Yeah.
It's supposed to kind of just be your huge, hey, here's a dive into just this world.
Yeah.
Which I am so excited for.
It's a young, what's his name? I almost said Shane Black and I almost said Michael Ian Black. It's none of those. It's who's the main guy who's the head of the Continental? Somebody black.
Ian McShane.
Not even black at all.
Not even a little bit.
Okay,
man.
Whatever. Ian McShane. Fair enough.
Yeah. But I'm hoping what they do with the spinoffs is just maintain kind of the rules established in the John Wick movies and don't try to outdo John Wick. Like, make it your thing. You don't have to copycat John Wick's style. My concern would be they're going to show more, like, gun kung fu.
Yeah. Which
I feel like don't need to.
That's not the best part of John Wick. They need to recognize the best part of John Wick is the lore and the slowly releasing little pieces or backstory of lore, which the spinoffs could do perfectly, or they could totally missed the whole point of John Wick.
Yep. So we'll find out what they end up doing.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not bad.
Hopefully.
I will still watch it just because, like you, huge fan of the John Wick franchise.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Star Wars for me. I'm a fan until you give me a reason to stop being a fan.
Yep. So yeah.
And long story short, go see Dune.
Go see Dune.
I don't know how we got on this topic.
I don't know how we got on John Wick either, but I like it.
Yeah. I think
go watch
all.
Dune, folks.
Go watch Dune. It was great. You will like it.
So
even if you don't know anything about it, you don't have to. You'll like it.
It's just so good.
Just watch it and you'll see beautiful things.
Yep.
All right. Well, we have to go do a podcast. Check out the podcast. We don't really promote the podcast on these things. If you found this randomly, we do a podcast. And we're going to do a full episode.
You should go listen to it or watch it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. All right. Well,
it's fun.
See you guys later.